Welcome to FBS's annual play production. We will be performing The Taming of Katy Lou. We are so glad you're here. We do want to apologize to William Shakespeare for taking huge liberties with his work, his original work, The Taming of the Shrew. So I hope you weren't here to see William Shakespeare. But I do hope you have a great time. After the show, there will be opportunities for you to get pictures on this set before we will be dismantling it. So please feel free to get photos after the show. Again, we are so glad you're here, and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you for coming.
That's neater than a cougar.
Tired of playing this game.
Yeah, me too. Let's play something else.
Good. Crawdads down by the creek.
No, we did that yesterday.
Hey, I've got a great idea. I've got feathers, and they've got noses. No young kids, always playing jokes.
Yeah, and I was just beginning to have a beautiful dream. I finally found the lost Dutchman's mine. I was rich, I tell you, rich. Gold nuggets everywhere.
Enough about that nonsense, Gold Dust. Right now, we ought to go tell the sheriff about them pesky youngins. Them Orner kids are getting too big for their britches. It's high time they stop their tricks and shenanigans. The sheriff's got a barrel full of strict rules for everyone else in this town.
Yeah, it's getting downright boring around these here parts. Too many rules. No firearms, no cussing.
No spitting, no loud music or card games.
Hey, we're still allowed to play Go Fish.
That new sheriff is really cleaning up this town.
Speaking of cleaning up, ain't it about time for you to take your monthly bath, Stinky?
What you talking about, Gold Dust? I don't take my monthly bath till next week.
course, I sure do enjoy the occasional peppermint candy stick.
Yep, Gus, they're all spicy and scrumptious.
Halt! Desist and stop. I, Deputy Joe, hereby place you, Gus Gizzard, and you, Horse Feathers, under arrest for wanton littering and debeautifying our fair town of New Padua.
Aw, Joe, the sheriff ain't nowhere in sight. Let us go just this once.
Sorry, fellas, no can do. Rules is rules. After all, we have a reputation to live up to. Here in New Padua, we are polite and civilized.
If we say please, will you let us go?
Pretty please with sugar on it.
Gentlemen, come up to me peacefully, or I have no choice but to inform the sheriff that you two varmints tried to sweet-talk an officer of the law. Let's go, fellas. You know the way to the jail. We'll set up your fines right now. And pick that up.
Miss Lucretia, have you heard the latest?
Do tell, Miss Ophelia.
Well, you know that Bobcat LaRue is the richest woman in town, and you know she has 2 daughters.
Oh, yes. Bobcat's younger daughter is the lovely Miss Bianca. Miss Bianca is quiet, modest, thoughtful, and kind. A perfect young lady.
But Bianca's older sister is another story altogether. Everyone knows that Katy Lou is loud and unladylike. She's a woman with a scornful disposition, always cranky,
Always bossy,
always rude.
she's a mean one, I declare, to the end of every hair.
There's no man alive who'd put up with her nasty attitude.
Yes, the lady is unladylike and grubby. She's arrogant and stubborn as a mule. She's obnoxious and ill-natured and she's gabby. And her manners need a lot to be desired. I've seen her fight with cowboys, I've watched her throw a fit.
I've seen her balance rifles on her toes.
I've seen her chew tobacco, I've watched her hawk and spit.
I've even seen the lady blow her nose
What's wrong with that?
without a handkerchief.
Ew. Yes, the lady is unladylike and sassy. Her quarreling can make a body sick.
At times I think the girl is somewhat gassy.
If you threw her clothes against the wall, they'd stick.
I've seen her scrap with outlaws. I watched her wrestle pigs.
I've seen her throw a drunk from the saloon.
She's ruthless in a gunfight. She's always talking big.
I've seen her drinking water from an old spittoon.
You haven't.
I surely have.
Ew.
Lady is unladylike and crabby. She's arrogant and stubborn as a mule. She never wears a dress and she's dumpy.
To marry her, you'd have to be a fool.
And there ain't a man alive who ever could survive being married to a western shrew.
And we ain't about to try. We'd rather up and die than spend a life of misery with Katy Lou.
They ain't about to try, they'd rather up and die than spend a life of misery with Katy Lou.
Well, Bobcat LaRue has decided that it's time that both her daughters should be married. Not only that, but that Katy Lou, loudmouth Katy Lou, should be married before her younger sister Bianca.
Rough Katy Lou must be married before gentle Miss Bianca? Katy Lou? I heard she indulges in fisticuffs.
Oh yes, Katy Lou has a wonderful uppercut and an amazing dodge.
Really, Miss Ophelia?
Oh my, I do apologize, Miss Lucretia. This whole ruckus has my mind in a muddle.
That's understandable. Now, please do go on with your fascinating news.
Now, where was I? Oh yes, you haven't heard the most shocking thing yet. Bobcat LaRue has offered to give a dowry of 1,000 gold nuggets to any man who will marry Katy Lou.
1,000 gold nuggets? To marry Katy Lou? No way.
Miss Ophelia, don't you think we're being hasty in our judgment of Katy Lou? After all, she has worked very hard to clean up our town. Perhaps underneath her obnoxious exterior, there beats a sweet and gentle heart.
Miss Lucretia, I'm purely mortified to say such a thing. But truly, I believe Katy Lou likes being mean and bossy.
Do you really think so? How sad for poor sweet Miss Bianca. She'll never get married with a disagreeable sister like Katy Lou and a stubborn mother like Bobcat.
I wonder if there's even one fella in the whole territory who could even stand up to Katy Lou.
Let alone think about marrying her.
Maybe one of those gentlemen over there would be interested in courting Katy Lou. Well, we must hurry or we'll be late for our auxiliary meeting. That would never do. After all, we are the founding members of the PIP.
PIP? Did Miss Ophelia just say the ladies were the founding members of PIP? Gabby, what in tarnation is that?
Gotta quit taking so many naps, Gold Dust, so you can listen and keep up with current events. PIP. P period, I period, P period. Stands for politeness in Padua. Miss Ophelia and Miss Lucretia formed the PIP Auxiliary Committee. Them ladies are the ones that got the sheriff in an uproar over everyone's lack of good manners.
I don't much like the sound of this nosy PIP ladies club, but I sure do like the looks of that Miss Ophelia. She's about as purty as a little pink piggy in a dust waller.
Sounds like the stage just arrived.
More city slickers? This town's getting too crowded.
Well, Stinky, if you don't take your monthly bath soon, you won't have to worry about being crowded.
So this is New Padua? Certainly is a dusty, backward little town. I'm glad we're just passing through on our way to Phoenix. Next stagecoach is due soon.
Larry, I know you're mighty eager to get back to the ranch after being away at school for 3 years, but I'm plumb tuckered out from our travels. Couldn't we rest here until tomorrow? I reckon you could wait one more day to take over your daddy's ranch. Remember, all work and no play makes Jack. Or Larry, a dull boy.
As usual, Aunt Theodora, your advice is sound. Let's see if this little town is a hotel.
Beautiful Miss Bianca. Your eyes are like your eyes are like two shining stars.
Sweet Miss Bianca, your eyes are like two exploding suns.
That's hogwash, horse. How can Miss Bianca's eyes be like two exploding suns? That's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I say I love her more, and she should marry me.
I love her more, and she should marry me. Oh no. I'm a purebred example of a fine western man. I'm handsomely rugged, the best of my clan. You can take your objections right plumb out the door, for the fact is that I love her more.
I'm a broad buster man with a ranch of my own. Got muscles galore, yes, this cowboy's homegrown. You can throw your intentions right down on the floor, for the fact is that I love her more. She's the girl of
ruffs feathers. It'll do you no good to argue over my daughter Bianca. She will not marry either one of you or anyone else until her older sister Katy Lou is wed. But if either of you love my older daughter, you have permission to follow her around with presents and flowers.
No thank you, Bobcat. Katy Lou's too tough for me. How about you, horse?
I'd rather kiss a slimy salamander.
It's
Katy Lou LaRue!
Mother, are you trying to make a fool of me in front of these fools?
Fools? Who you calling fools? We ain't fool enough to marry you, Katy Lou LaRue. Not even for 1,000 gold nuggets.
I wouldn't marry any of you cowardly critters, even for 1,000,000 gold nuggets.
An angel. What a vision. Now let's be quiet and listen.
Gentlemen, my mind is made up. We will carry on the LaRue family tradition. Katy Lou must be married before Bianca.
A fine thing! How can you possibly?
It's all right, Katy Lou. Our mother's good and wise. We must respect her wishes. For now, my books will keep me company.
Listen, Aunt Theodora. Does the lovely Miss Bianca have the most wondrous voice in all the world? Her speech is like sweet music.
I told you, Daddy, that fancy university would turn your brains to mush. Also,
Miss Bianca's happiness. Why does she have to wait to share her enormous fortune? I mean, why does she have to wait to marry the fellow who loves her the most?
That would be me.
No, me.
Sorry, gentlemen. My mind is made up. We will carry on the LaRue family tradition. In the meantime, I will hire a tutor to keep Bianca's mind busy. She will study music and poetry. If either of y'all know the tutor, send him or her to me. I will pay handsomely.
Larry! He's a goner for sure. He's lost his heart and his good sense. Larry, can you really be sweet on Miss Bianca so quickly?
I never thought such a wonderful, terrible feeling was possible.
I told you, Daddy, that fancy university would really, really turn your brains to mush.
I must win Miss Bianca's heart.
You're talking plumb loco. It won't do you any good to win Miss Bianca's heart, so long as her bad-tempered sister Katy Lou is unmarried. You might as well forget all about that little lady. It's hopeless.
My only wish is to gaze upon Miss Bianca, to be with her, to win her affection. I know what I can do. I shall apply to be Bianca's tutor. Luckily, I have my diploma's credentials right here with me.
Hold on, can't take a minute, Larry. You better not tell them your real name. Everyone in this territory has heard of your daddy and his enormous cattle ranch. If Bobcat finds out who you really are, she'll know you're not a teacher. She'll never let you near Miss Bianca. Your only hope is to be patient and wait until after Katy Lou is married. Then you can court Miss Bianca.
Wait until Katy Lou's married? With her disagreeable disposition? That could be... Never. I gotta try my plan. Pardon me, I can help overhearing. May I be so bold as to offer my services as a tutor for the young lady? My name is Lawrence. Stetson, yes, that's it, Stetson. Like the hat, Lawrence Stetson. I've recently graduated with honors from a prestigious Eastern university, and I happen to be available for a teaching position. Humble as my credentials are, I hope you consider me worthy to tutor the young lady.
What's your name again?
Stetson, Lawrence Stetson.
And just where did you say you were from?
Bobcat, does your daughter always do your interviewing for you?
Sure, it's one of the sheriff's duties.
You, Katy Lou, or the sheriff? A woman?
You lily-livered brother of a Gila monster. Do you have a problem with that?
No. Who, me? No, absolutely not. It's great. It's terrific. It's unusual.
I'm sure you two won't mind if I check out your credentials then. It'd only take 4 or 5 days by telegraph to verify the facts. Until then, you mind your manners, or you have to reckon with me.
We better hightail it out of this town, Larry. The sheriff is going to check up on us and find out that Lawrence Stetson doesn't really exist. I shudder to think what Sheriff Katy Lou might do to a couple of liars.
Don't worry, Aunt Teddy. We've got 4 or 5 days before anyone finds out the truth about us. All I need is a few short minutes with Miss Bianca, the one true love of my life. I will win her heart.
Ew, you have to talk such mush. You're setting my teeth on edge.
Howdy. The name's Pete Johnson.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Theodora Green.
And I'm Larry. Lawrence Stetson.
Stetson, huh? Like that. Quite a coincidence. Well, Mr. Stetson, I happen to overhear you're a teacher. A mighty fine and noble calling, yes sirree.
And what line of work are you in, Mr. Johnson?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Stetson. I'm a traveling salesman. Perhaps you've heard of my product. Lydia Lawson's liquid elixir for lumbago, liver spots, chapped lips, and broken hearts.
Really? That sounds like good stuff. Does it really work on lumbago?
You bet, or triple your money back. Mass commissions, handling taxes, postage, and court filing fees.
I think I'll purchase a bottle or two.
Great. Seems like you two are passing through town just like me.
Well, actually, we're gonna stay a while.
Say, what's a fella do for fun in a wild little town like this?
Well, I don't know about most fellas, but I'm sat in one in the heart of the most beautiful, fascinating lady in town.
You mean Katy Lou? Sure.
That's a good joke. Bossy, Katy Lou LaRue?
Actually, I wasn't kidding. I like Katy's style. She's got loads of spirit. She's got grit. I like a gal who is rowdy, rough and tumble, and who don't wear bows in her hair. I like a gal who is always game to rumble, who will wrestle any cowboy on a dare. I like a gal who can get down and dirty and who ain't afraid of the mud. I like a gal who ain't giggly and flirty and who ain't afraid to spill a little blood. This gal's got gumption and spirit, like a Mustang running in the wind. And I like the fact she can hawk and spit. This gal has got true grit.
I'm just a gal who is rowdy, rough and tumble, and I don't wear bows in my hair. I'm just a gal who is always game to rumble, who will wrestle any cowboy on a dare. I'm just a gal who can get down and dirty and who ain't afraid of the mud. I'm just a gal who ain't giggly and flirty and who ain't afraid to spill a little blood. This gal's so blazing with courage, like a wildfire burning across the land. This gal has got true grit. This gal's got gumption and spirit, like a Mustang running in the wind. This gal has got true grit. This gal has got true grit. This gal has got true grit. This gal has got true grit.
Do you really think Katy Lou is that special?
Sure do. She's got grit. A mighty fine and attractive quality in a woman.
Well, and Pete, sorry, I got a great idea. Let's go to the saloon and we'll talk about it. I'll even buy us all around to sarsaparillas.
Well, I quite like the idea, Lawrence.
Look what I found down at the creek. A lizard. I got something better than that. A toad with 100 warts. That's a beaut, all right, but take a gander at this. I found a dead snake. You know what we could do with these? Hold on, kids. Tricks again.
Yeah.
That's right, you better skedaddle.
Yeah, and I was just beginning to have a beautiful dream. I finally found the treasure of the Sierra Madres. I was rich, I tell you. Gold nuggets here and there and everywhere.
We really ought to go tell the sheriff this time. Them older kids need to get talking to, that's what.
Hey, remember when we was kids and we used to play tricks on Bronco Bart, Horseshoe Hank, and Buzzardbait Bill? Every day they used to sit right here, just where we're sitting. Every day we used to have the best time playing tricks on them dusty old cowboys.
Yeah, I remember the time we poured oats on Horseshoe Hank's shiny bald head, and when his horse Ginger moseyed up and started nibbling those oats off his head, old Hank sure will come.
Wait a minute. What are we following at? It was the same kind of pesky tricks those youngins are pulling on us now.
Nah, we were different. Weren't we?
Risha, have you heard the latest?
Do tell, Miss Ophelia.
Well, you know all about Bobcat LaRue and her decision that her oldest daughter, Sheriff Katy Lou, should be married before her younger sister Bianca. Why? Bobcat even offered a dowry of 1,000 gold nuggets because everyone thought that no man would want to marry Katy Lou. Well, the impossible has happened. A stranger came into town just this morning. His name is Pete Johnson, and he sells Lydia Lawson's liquid elixir.
Oh, I just love Lydia Lawson's liquid elixir. Remember that fierce case of hiccups I had last year? One heaping teaspoon of Lydia Lawson's liquid elixir fixed me right up. And it makes a fine furniture polish, too.
Now, back to my story, Miss Lucretia. Pete Johnson has agreed to court Katy Lou LaRue. Can you imagine a fella even thinking about courting that pushy, loudmouth Katy Lou? Pete and Johnson are going to meet right here for the very first time in just a few minutes.
No, this is unbelievable. This is so exciting. This is so romantic. I feel faint. I think I need a dose of Lydia Lawson's liquid elixir. Why, Mr. Goldust, you're so sweet and thoughtful.
Miss Bianca, my dearest, my adoration, my only love, wait for me.
Sweet Miss Bianca, most odious flower, my only thought is of you.
Why do you ignore me, Miss Bianca? I love you so. You think this ring's a full carat diamond? I thought so.
Is someone speaking to me?
Only me, Bianca. There's no one here but you and me.
My dearest Larry, what shall we do? What if Katy Lou rejects Mr. Johnson and she's rejected every other man she's ever met? There will be no hope for us if Katy Lou's not married.
Let's not speak of such things. Let's just savor the moment while we're here, alone, together.
There's Bobcat and Wild Katy Lou LaRue.
And Pete Johnson's ought to be here soon for the showdown.
So you're Pete Johnson, the young man who's willing to take on my daughter Katy Lou.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
I think Pete Johnson sampled a little too much of Lydia Lawson's liquid elixir.
Are you sure you know what you're getting into? You know all about Katy Lou's bad temper?
I admire, fill it with spirit.
You know Katy Lou can be stubborn and bossy?
Even the wildest broncos calm down eventually.
You're either a very brave man, Pete Johnson, or a very foolish one.
I prefer to consider myself a maverick, proud and independent.
Well, I wish you luck, son. You sure are gonna need it. Now, Katy Lou, what do you have to say about all this?
Mother, I mean no disrespect to you, but for the life of me, I cannot understand why you talking on and on to a man who's either a raving lunatic or a heartless fortune hunter. Furthermore, I will not tolerate the two of you talking over me as if I'm a filly on the auction block. Wild horses couldn't drag me into an alliance with this insulting, scheming scalawag.
Katy Lou, you misunderstand. I never meant to insult you.
You're only interested in my mother's money!
Your mother can keep the dowry. It's you, Katy Lou, your spirit and your spunk that interest.
How dare you speak to me like this?
Not becoming angry, Katy Lou. Be reasonable. Don't become waspish.
If I'm a wasp, best beware my sting.
Things aren't going where we planned. We're never gonna get our hands on a little fortune.
We gotta think of something quick, or we'll have nothing to show for our hard work and charm.
I guess a small part of the fortune's better than nothing at all. Quick, I'll grab a purse and you grab a ring and we'll run like the wind.
They stole my purse and my ring! I'll get those good for nothings.
Oh, Katy Lou.
Do you two have any last words before I take you two broke-down varmints off to jail?
I deeply regret my foolhardy actions. I only beg for mercy. Besides, it was all Gus's idea anyway.
It was your idea.
It wasn't either. It was your idea.
Nice work, Mr. Johnson. I appreciate you helping me out.
Thank you, Chef LaRue. My swing might be a bit more powerful, but yours is certainly faster.
I appreciate you helping me out again. I think maybe I've been hasty in my judgment of you, Mr. Johnson. Have you ever considered a position in law enforcement?
Yeah, it's crossed my mind, Chef LaRue. Perhaps I'll stick around town a while and give it a lot of serious thought.
Good, I think. Perhaps I'd like that, Mr. Johnson.
And Sheriff LaRue, Miss Katy Lou, I really do admire Philly. That is, a young lady with courage and high spirits.
We'll see, Mr. Johnson, we'll see. Now let's go check on those rascally thieves in jail.
After you.
I insist, you first.
You first, of course.
My eyes, do you really suppose that wild Katy Lou can actually become gentle Katy Lou?
Well, as Katy Lou said, time will tell. But Katy Lou and Pete really do make a handsome couple.
And don't Larry and Bianca seem to be made for each other?
I think I hear wedding bells.
Do you really think so? A double wedding? This is so romantic. I feel faint. Oh, why, Mr. Goldust, you're so big and strong.
It's a time for love and Western happy endings. It's a time for riding off into the sun. This day is almost through. There's so much left to do. The time for starting fresh has just begun.
It's a time for love and Western new beginnings. It's a time for heading down that dusty trail. What's done is done and gone. It's time for moving on. I can hear those lonesome desert voices wail. There's gonna be wedding bells. There'll be memories and stories to tell. And we'll dance round and round like a fine carousel. There's gonna be wedding bells.
It's a time for love and tenderness, my darling. And I pledge I'll always be there by your side.
And once I've said I do, I'll ride that trail with you, with pride enough to fill the countryside.
There's gonna be wedding bells. There'll be memories and stories to tell. And
Now open with a brand new item.
Lydia Lawson's Liquid Elixir.
You can have your own bottle of Lydia Lawson's Liquid Elixir for only
50 cents a bottle. Bye.
Huge thank you to
Mrs. Cullum and Mrs. Trixad for helping direct, and also the boys up there in the media department. We could not do any of this without them, so I want to give them a huge round of applause.